Hello, gentle viewers, and welcome to another edition of Out of the Park Baseball. This is Avindian bringing you Season Series 2. This is our, I can't even remember, fourth season of Out of the Park Baseball 18 as the Cleveland Indians. And we've had a run of success. We made the playoffs all 3 years. We've won one world title. So we're doing very well. But we're not building the kind of dynasty I was hoping for, given the core talent that the Indians have. So we'll see if the first half of this season is any different. So, our current owner goals are, we have to win more games than we lose, we have to make money, and we have to upgrade third base. Now, if you caught the last episode where we played the off-season, I did my very best to accomplish task number 2. We don't have the money. This is a real problem. We also aren't going to be making $19 million in profit without shedding some serious payroll, which is probably why he offered us only to achieve a winning record, because we can't make the playoffs with this staff. Now, the only way I can think of to guarantee that we make money is to trade Jason Kipnis, which I really don't want to do since I'm not at all certain that we have a second baseman to replace him yet. But let's kick the tires. Let's see if anyone would offer me a good deal for him. Oh, we could get a super closer. We could get an even more expensive contract. We could get a crappy third baseman. Yeah, it's just not a good enough trade. So what we'll probably do is we'll offer him compensation at the end of the season. What does he want for an extension, by the way? He'll take a pay cut to stay here. Now I feel like kind of a jerk even thinking about trading him. Oh, he's got high loyalty, that's why. We'll see, Jason. We'll see. The problem is I don't have any slam dunk. I'm not going to pick up this option to free up the salary. Oh, except for Yan Gomes, obviously. And Mike Leake. I'm going to nix those so fast their heads spin. I don't have very much for extensions, do I? Because it would be worthwhile talking to Tyler Naquin, who's had himself a pretty decent career, providing some excellent power and discipline. Let's see here. Oh, I do have some arbitration room. I'm going to stick to the one-year deals right now. I'm going to tell you my reasoning for this. He's not going to age particularly well as a player whose defensive chops aren't all that great. So I'm going to offer him a little less than he actually wants to try to save some money. Okay, I'll just offer him his estimate, and then I won't have to deal with arbitration in the offseason. Okay, he wants the $7.5 million. I'm not saying you won't get it, but let's see how you actually do this season. Any other arbitration deals I want to deal with? No pun intended. I really want to buy Crockett for like 3 years. Because I think he's a really good pitcher, and I'd like to see him do well. So, can I get you to take this structured deal? No. He wants his 1-year raise, and that's all he wants. Are you a high greed guy, Kyle Crockett? You're a low leader, but other than that, you don't really care. Fair compensation. I mean, last season was his first real heavy workload, so maybe let's not sign him to a long-term deal either. I'm going to start getting more cautious about this so I don't get trapped with, say, the Jose Ramirez deal. So bad. And Greg Holland could opt out of his contract, too. John Gant, I haven't even decided if you're any good yet. We'll see before I start talking arbitration with you. Mejia, really glad that deal got made. And then, yeah, there's nothing here that's that thrilling. Okay. Yeah, Kevin Cron is. I mean, he is what he is, right? Um, he's a decent backup, and I'll keep him in the minors for now. But I will not be signing him to a large deal. That's for sure. Um, I think that's all the preliminaries. Let me double check and make sure I set up my pitching staff. I did, with Roberto Osuna as our new closer. And I believe it is time to begin the season. So let's see what happens, shall we? And why did you stop me right away? Oh, must have started at the end of a week. Okay. Clayton Kershaw's the best pitcher in the majors. I guess that's not that surprising. I can't believe the Oakland A's moved to Columbus. I don't think the major leagues would ever move to Columbus. I mean, speaking as someone who's from Ohio, Columbus is a good-sized city, but not big enough to support a major league team, in my opinion. Okay, to be fair, it is bigger than Cleveland, so you've got that going for you. But I just don't think Ohio can support 3 teams. But that's me. Maybe your opinion is different. And we are off to a terrible start. Wow. We are off to a terrible start. What's happening? It's not the bullpen's fault. It's partially the back end of my bullpen's fault. We'll see what happens. It's obviously way too early to jump to conclusions. But damn, Minnesota's has already got 10 wins already. Oh, Max Moroff, Player of the Week. Very nice. And continuing, Samad Taylor is eligible to come off the DL. I'm not convinced you can handle the majors yet. Let me put you on the AAA roster, and we'll give you a chance to pick up some. Off time. Do I want Michael Brantley playing left field anymore? I mean, he's still pretty good. I'm not going to argue that. I'll let Michael Brantley keep playing left field. That'll be fine. I was thinking about making him a DH, but I don't really have an outfielder to replace him with, so. There we go. Delicious, delicious lemonade. Nothing really. This poor guy. I want to say he's had like Mike Fultonowitz has had like a dozen injuries. Yeah, he literally just got back. Was injured for 14 months, and now he's going back on the DL for 9 months. You gotta feel kind of bad for Atlanta. A little bad. Not very bad, but a little bad. A 1 week off for a relief pitcher. Let's take a look at him. I'm going to change his usage pattern. Let's go ahead and make Crockett the setup man for the 7th inning. And make Greg Holland a middle reliever and just use him less often. I think we can pitch him. I think he can pitch through it, but I don't want to force him to do it. Osuna got lit up in a recent start, but it's fine. What do you do? Have like one bad game? This early in the season, like a single bad outing kind of torches you. He had 2. Whatever. He has blown 2 saves already, but you know. That still rankles me just a little bit that Cody Allen was being such a jerk to us when he would have taken a lot less money. He was just like, no, I want $1 billion from you. Batter of the month for Francisco Mejia, because of course there should be. Anderson Espinoza pitches himself a no-hitter. Very nice. Let's see here. Yep. A talented young star. I would thoroughly agree. Holy shit, he's hit 11 homers this month? So in 1 month, he's hit 11 homers. Last season, he hit 27. I don't think he's going to hit 74 homers, but we'll see. That would be awesome if he did. Okay. I think we're going to sim a couple more weeks in. Lindor's out for a week. We'll just bench. Moroff plays short, right? Who else do I have right now that can play short? Forbes? Forbes plays shortstop badly. I'm going to go ahead and put you on the DL and call up Moroff, just because you and Mejia, I cannot have injured. So we'll call up Moroff and give him a chance. How's Samad Taylor doing, by the way? He's hitting respectably well. But I don't want to rush him. Oh, he's a switch hitter, too. Oh, I love switch hitters. So good. Okay. Oh, no. Mike Scioscia got fired in Los Angeles. Whatever. Nothing thrilling here. Let's take a quick overview of the team now. I think this is a good spot. We've got enough information. We can maybe get just a rough idea. Let's go to the team home screen. It's a good overview. We are not scoring runs this season. That's a shame. We've also got some starting problems, especially Trevor Bauer. Are you just getting lit up this season? I mean, he's given up a lot of home runs, but this is not a good start for you, my friend. 8 homers in 5 games. That's Josh Tomlin-esque. Here's our problem. Michael Brantley's hitting well. Francisco Mejia is hitting well. And everyone else is hitting badly. I refuse to believe that our entire team of hitters just forgot how to hit baseballs all of a sudden. Like Kipnis hitting 236 when he never hit below 250 in the past. I don't think Kipnis is. I don't think this will continue. Brantley should be hitting better too. Oh, he's actually hitting about as well as he did last season. I love Jose Ramirez, the baseball player in real life. But Jose Ramirez in Out of the Park Baseball 18 is a millstone dragging down our entire lineup. I can't have a leadoff hitter who can't even get a 300 on base percentage. And yet, Terry Francona in game is all like, Jose Ramirez is really fast. He should be the leadoff hitter. And that's not how modern stuff works. This is getting to the point where I don't think I'm going to renew his contract. I'm tired of his conventional BS lineups. It just doesn't get it done. Familia's out for 3 days. Meh, you'll be fine. Just don't pitch. It wounds me that Jose Ramirez continues to be the leadoff hitter. 1 week out for Kyle Crockett, that's fine. Jason Kipnis wants a new contract. I'd love to give you one, but I can't afford it at the moment. I've only got $4 million left in extension, so we'll talk. 5 days for Derek Fisher. I'm gonna sim 1 day, and that way I can take I can send Moroff back to AAA. And put Lindor back on the roster. Maybe with Lindor being back, it'll help kickstart things. That's fine. Carlos Santana? Yeah, that's kind of rough. How's he? He's actually done pretty well for Houston, to the point where I kind of regret letting him go. He's aged a lot better than I thought he would. But you know, you win some and you lose some. Let us continue to sim. 4 weeks for Kipnis. It's not worth risking him. So our question becomes, do we give Samad Taylor his first taste of full Major League action, or do we let Maroff fill in that role for a while? Let's see. Taylor has had 100 at-bats, and in those 100 at-bats, he's hit okay. He's played the position okay, but I need more than okay. So I will actually call up Maroff. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Ramirez. You gotta start hitting, dude. Six days for Osuna. For a relief pitcher, I will just bench you. I will have you take a nice rest. And he's out for 6 days, so 6 days it is. I don't know, someone made a comment, possibly Christian Wilson, in a previous season, that I should just put him on the disabled list. I'm trying to keep my 40-man roster relatively clear to make decisions about rookies later on. But why do I care about Socrates Brito? Why did he come up in, like, my short list? I don't know. Why do I care? I don't. I really don't. But it's like, oh my god, he's out day to day. Just some random guy on the Diamondbacks. I don't get it. Here's Nake with another day-to-day injury. This is getting a little absurd. I made the right call. Look at how his stats have dropped. This may be because of his injury, but then again, it may not. Do we finally call it Stunkel time and give him his first Major League experience? He's lighting up AAA. Like, he's doing real good. I think we're going to put you on the disabled list, Mr. Naquin. Duke Stunkel. I believe my very first draft pick. Yeah, because I didn't have a first-round pick the first season. Welcome to the major leagues. Let's see how his mood is. He's so happy by his transactions. Aww. He's like, I get to make the majors, you guys. Yes, you do, buddy. Yes, you do. So we'll quickly profile him. Very good contact hitter. A good amount of pop. He's hit double-digit home runs the past 2 years in the minors. High loyalty, low greed. He's the perfect kind of star for this team. He's not the greatest outfielder, but we really need a designated hitter. And, I mean, if you're going to have a bad defender somewhere, you want to have him in the outfield, right? So, welcome to the majors, Duke Stunkel. I hope you get like 12 home runs in your first 3 games. I don't like all these GMs getting fired. That's very distressing. Very distressing. Sim up another week. Greg Holland. You know what, Greg Holland? I regret signing you. I doubt you spent, like... Look at this. Last season, 1 inning. You had 1 really good season for us, and now you can't stay healthy. 60-day disabled list. And we need a new relief pitcher. I've got some starters. I don't have a relief pitcher. I could call up like a Nolan Martinez, but he's not that thrilling. This creates a bit of an issue. I don't have any high-level relief pitchers. I could try to trade Jan Gomes for one. Just for the lulz. Let's see what kind of deal I could get for him. I don't even get what I wanted, which is a new relief pitcher. This is not the worst time to take a quick look at the free agent market. Actually, no. Check the waiver wire. People are always trying to waive relievers, and there's no relievers on there. I had that coming. I got Callus. I don't care about potential. I care about overall rating. Wow, seriously? The best reliever on the market is at 24. Ouch. That, like, physically wounds me. I almost have to trade for a reliever now. I could turn someone like Kevin Cron into a reliever. Let's see what kind of deals I get. I can get a bad catcher. I mean, I could trade Michael Tinsley. I would almost rather trade... see, the problem is you're not a very good catcher, are you? Oh, but you're a damn fine hitter. How are you at other positions, Michael Tinsley? You're a terrible outfielder, and you wouldn't be a great first baseman. Your bat potential is so good, and you actually can take walks. I can't trade Tinsley. I need Tinsley to become like a first baseman or a DH or something. His bat is too good to leave on the bench. So who else could I trade? I can't trade Taylor. I could try trading Roberto Perez. I am not getting any deals, am I? Okay, what about Cantu? Okay, see, here's the problem. Cantu is a decent first baseman with a relatively good overall bat. The problem is Bobby Bradley is the exact same kind of player. Why is Bobby Bradley not playing? Are you freaking starting Peter O'Brien? You're starting him at first base, aren't you? You're starting Duke Stunkel at first base. Can Duke Stunkel even play first base? I guess he can. That's unexpected. So no wonder Bradley's not getting any better. He's not actually playing. At least you're leading someone else off for a while. At least Bradley Zimmer can actually hit for contact and draw some walks. Thank heavens for small favors. So we have a problem. If you're not playing Bobby Bradley, he'll never improve. So I'm going to do something... No, okay, so Fisher's my DH right now. He should be hitting better than he is. Okay, so I have information I didn't have before, which is that you're never going to start Bobby Bradley. So I'm going to send Bradley back to the minors. And I'm going to call up a middle in... Or do I call up Tinsley and just force Terry Francona to deal with him? How many... Okay, you have no experience in AAA. I don't want to push you too hard. So if I send Bradley down, he'll get playing every day, which is what I want. I could call up Kevin Cron. But what we really need is a backup outfielder. And I don't have one that can play center right now. How good is Mejia at center? He's pretty decent. I'm going to go ahead and just give Mejia the spot. And this is purely temporary. And we'll see if he turns into anything meaningful. But we really need a backup center fielder, and I want someone who's pretty good at the position to take that over. Okay. So now I have 6 outfielders and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 middle infielders. So it basically means that Maroff is going to have to stay on the roster, and we'll actually send down one of these outfielders. Although Kageyama can play at like first and third, he's really best as an outfielder. He's having a really good season, actually. I mean, he's an awesome find for us, even if he never plays in the majors, or even if he never hits a home run, but he's hitting home runs, which is really cool. Tiquan Forbes is actually starting to play fairly well. Well, he's hitting okay. And where are you playing him at? Oh, you're treating him like a utility guy. He's barely played third base, which is okay, I guess. Okay. So Stunkle's been playing at first, huh? Okay. All right. So back to the problem at hand. We still need a relief pitcher. Wasn't I going to make you a reliever? If I turn you to a reliever, how good do you look? Okay, we're just going to make you a reliever and call you up, Mitch. And you're going to be a middle reliever, and that's it. You'll just be a straight-up middle reliever. Ozuna's getting rocked. That's a really high BABIP to expect from him. He's just learning to pitch how again. He's just learning how to pitch again. I have to hope that he gets better. Bauer's just getting his brains hammered this season. This is really unfortunate. Because I like Trevor Bauer. I was excited when we got Bauer on a relatively cheap deal. And it's time for Ozuna to go down because I can't have nice things in my bullpen. I can't have nice things. Are there any low stamina guys I could turn into a reliever? Even these people that you are calling relievers are actually really starters. This Jacob Rame's a real reliever. Yeah. Alright, so closer's going to be Familia. Crockett's going to be set up in the 8th inning. I don't have a really good, 7th inning setup, man. What's your stamina like? Are you a pretty good guy that pitches a lot of innings? Here's what we're going to do for Familia. I'm going to make him be 8th plus, which means he can come in as early as the 8th inning, and Crockett will be 7th plus. And I think this will help the team out quite a bit. You're killing me, Bauer. Even Carrasco's getting lit up this season. There's something in the air this year where everyone's just giving up home runs left and right. Alright, so let us continue. Naquin can come back. So Mejia is the obvious choice for the guy to send down. Naquin comes up. And we resume. I'm going to actually try to trade Naquin, actually, at this point. The problem is, people aren't going to want to give me much for him because he's another arbitration guy. But we'll see. We'll see. Player development, let's take a quick peek. We got some improvement here. Clevenger's getting better every day. Tiquan Forbes is doing very nicely. He was a good risk. Kageyama's getting better. Stunkle's getting better. Matthew Esparza is improving across the board. So there's some decent talent we have in the minors. Miles J all of a sudden is becoming a legit starting prospect. He's a real legit starting prospect. He might be the kind of guy that gets called up. Kevin Cron had another great outing in AAA. Is Bobby Bradley playing every day in AAA? Or is Cron getting his job? He's had 4 starts. I mean, he's improving his overall, but how has he improved his overall? Oh, that's right. It's relative to the league he's in. Okay. Damn you, Kevin Cron. I'm going to force you to start Bradley. I don't care how hot what's-his-face is in the minors. Bobby Bradley are going to be our first baseman in the not-too-distant future. Unless Duke Stunkel continues to light it up at first, and then maybe it'll be his job. I mean, I can't argue with a guy hitting .333. So we'll have to see. Is he seriously not playing every day either? Who's starting at first base? It's Stunkel. See, I don't get why these projected standings, it only assumes he's going to play 23 more games the rest of the season. That's kind of silly. Maybe as it continues on, it'll start to make smarter decisions. Kipnis is recovering well. In about another 1 to 2 weeks, we'll get Kip back. That's always good to hear. And then more things about people that aren't the Indians. Man, how did Cincinnati get 2 first-rounders in the top 5? Damn. And there we are at 25. We should get a decent player out of this draft. I feel pretty confident about that. Okay, please give me all players. Just give me the default for now. This will just tell me who's really good and who's really bad. And then I can make my decision from there. Lou Phillips is a second baseman. We do need second baseman. Oh, wow. What does OSA think of you? OSA thinks you're capable, but not genius. Oh, wow. I don't know that I buy this power number being a max of 65, but he's... Oh. Can I legit pass him up? What does Dan Mitchell have that he doesn't? He's got high loyalty and work ethic. He's got high work. Let's do it. I want Lou Phillips. Draft him. I could get Dan Mitchell too, but I don't want to pay that bonus demand. Kimani Woodley. Good power, and that's about it. I got plenty of players like that. We could use a good pitcher. His future's kind of in the bullpen, but again, another high work ethic guy. Damani Okocha. Third base is a position that will probably open up permanently within the not-too-distant future. He can handle himself at third base, but he's got a bad work ethic. Now, you'd think he's going to be like a major league home run destroyer. Whereas we're not so sure, but think he profiles to be a better third baseman. I mean, he doesn't want a huge amount of money, so we'll go ahead and draft him. I did say we needed relievers, so if McCracken flames out as a starter, and I suspect he might, he'd still be a decent reliever. Let's go ahead and draft McCracken. Auto draft. Do people really not like Dan Mitchell, or do they just... This is the only player I've seen them agree on, just for different reasons. I mean, OSA think he's going to be like a 300 hitter, whereas we just think he's going to be a really good second baseman. I've got lots of budget room. I could take him with a 4th round pick and possibly get the steal of the draft. Let's do it. I can't pass that up. Auto draft. And now we're getting to the part where we're really not going to see a whole lot. Let's switch to pitching potential. And please give me the best stuff. Jeff Krause, eh? Okay, we'll go for Jeff Krause. Draft player. Auto draft. Anyone else that's interesting? Murdoch Blanche, okay. Draft player. And then I'll just go ahead and I'll take one shot at someone that the OSA thinks is worth drafting, just in case my scout is wrong, which he well might be. OOTP. Wow, do you love this Jeff McWaters? And he's a lefty. So the difference is all about control. It's not about his stuff. It's about his control. I'll take a chance on him. Why not, right? I mean, he's literally going to cost me nothing. So why not? And sure, we'll throw in Talbot Snellgrove too. He's another one that is probably not going to be a starter, but, you know, what the hell. There we go. And I think that's the end of this portion of the draft where we actually look at things ourselves. I can look at like a Kellen Jarville. He's got really good discipline. So OSA thinks he'll develop power. We don't. Again, it costs us nothing to find out. So we'll go ahead and draft him, and I think we'll end the draft now. And then we'll do some negotiating. Okay. I will happily meet your demands, Lou Phillips. Let me add you to my short list. Add to short list. Add to short list. Add to short list. And add to short list. Wait, what? The slot is negative $750,000. The slot is he pays us? I think that's a typo. That's just my guess, though. Okay, done. All right. I'm going to meet your demand. I have got all kinds of cap room. Not cap room, budget room. And I have no qualms about throwing it around. These guys, I trust the AI to watch, at least in the short term. So let us play ahead a week. McBean and McCracken just signed. Very nice. Oh, I completely forgot. We're still short a man on the roster. No, we're not. I did call up the pitcher. Okay. I couldn't remember if I did or not. Stuart Fairchild, some random guys hit like 31 games in a row. So that's something. I don't know what it is, but it's something. This was that mega third baseman, wasn't it, that I really wanted to sign but couldn't afford. I got a feeling that my owner ain't too happy with me right now. We're losing money. We're losing games. Jose Ramirez remains terrible. We don't know when Roberto Osuna is going to come back. Does you have any options left, Jose Ramirez? You do, but you can refuse, can't you? I'm going to send you to the minors if you'll take it. I will call up literally anybody else to play third base. Just let Tijuan Forbes take over. It would be fine. How long are you out? 2 days. I could call up Alex Blandino. Ah, he's out for 4 weeks. I'm going to go ahead and put Krieger on the roster, unless there's another middle infielder who's worth checking into. Anderson Franco plays a pretty good third base, and he's hits for power. But I don't think he's ready yet. Oh, we can just bring Kipnis back up right now. That's fine. There we go. And I'll just tell you to bench him for 3 days, and then we have a roster situation sorted. So we've got Jose Ramirez in AAA now. Let's see how this affects the lineup. A new guy signed. Excellent. Do I want to try waiving Jose Ramirez? His contract is so mind-numbingly huge, I doubt anyone would take him on. He's not even that popular. I'm going to try to waive you and see if someone else has the guts to claim you. And then I'm going to send you to AAA. And I'll keep you there in case someone gets hurt. But if I keep you off the roster, then you can't become my leadoff hitter, right? If you're not on the team, you can't be a leadoff hitter. I think that's a rule in baseball. You can go to the disabled list. Is it Benson time? He's enjoying himself at AA. Well, he's kind of been bouncing up and down some. What happened to Carlos Ventura? I wanted to give him a shot. Did I trade Carlos Ventura last season? I might have traded Carlos Ventura last season. Tyler Krieger's a perfectly fine second baseman shortstop who hits fairly well. I see no reason he can't play on the Major League roster. So let's call up Krieger. And then you no longer automatically get to start at second base. This is Francisco Lindor's position. I just did that so you'd learn the position. You're making it harder and harder just by keeping you in the minors. I mean, you are crushing it. I mean, we're talking like a Joe Mauer style catcher. I mean, you're never going to start from Mejia. That much is clear. But who's DH? Who's our regular DH right now? It's Naquin, and Naquin's nothing to write home about. If I were to trade Tyler Naquin, what could I get in return? I'm seeing interesting names here. Wow, people really like Tyler Naquin. I had no idea. I could get an upgraded second. I could get a minor upgraded third like Jake Lamb. I'm just going to scroll a little quicker and see what kind of awesome players I can get. I can get Carl Edwards Jr., an awesome relief pitcher who's mysteriously pitching in AAA. That would be a good addition to my team. Michael Lorenzen, same situation. Derek Dietrich is a little rich for my blood. Jorge Soler. I've got quite a few outfielders. Cam Bedrosian. I am getting legitimately good deals, admittedly for people whose contracts are also expiring. I think that's the difference. Felipe Rivero. Rivero's an outstanding pitcher. I might actually trade for Rivero. Is there any reason not to take... Okay, let me look if any of these relievers we saw earlier are any better than him. Yeah, Bedrosian's already peaked. Lorenzen. Now, the one thing I like about, he's a writer too, is that one guy's a lefty, which means you can't play third, can you, Jorge? You could play third, but you're no better than Jose Ramirez, to be blunt with you. Yeah, I like the fact that, that Felipe Rivero is a lefty. Which means, at the very least, I can use him as a lefty relief guy, and that's fine. Can I throw in Jose Ramirez or, like, Yan Gomes or something? Yan Gomes. You won't take it. Well, I kind of figured you wouldn't. By position, please. Oh, that's right. Jose Ramirez is on the DFA. Here we go. You wouldn't take it because of his salary. Okay. I can look at some of your other prospects, but I'll be perfectly blunt. You're not going to take anybody I ask for. Yeah. What about like a Will Craig? Are you any good, Will? I'm sorry, that pun was not intended. Not even a little bit. I mean... DL Hall could be a decent starter, but that's not a ringing endorsement. I think we'll just take this deal. Although... you want a prospect, too. Do you have anyone I could convert to a reliever? Like a starter that looks like he might be better served as a reliever. Not Cole Tucker. I thought you were a shortstop. Greg Ron. He'd be at least a mediocre starter. Well, you got a high work ethic. Would you throw in Greg Ron? No. You love your prospects, don't you? What about this guy? Okay, this gives us at least another reliever who could potentially be a starter. Yeah, alright. I'll take it. Okay, waivers and DFA, you get added to the Major League roster. And we'll need to send a pitcher down to AAA. Sorry, Jacob Rame. To be fair, in your 2/3 of an inning, you got your brains basically obliterated, so it's fine. This way I can take you off being a specialist. You can be a specialist and middle reliever. Because I want you to be pitching all the time you possibly can be. John Gant's striking people out, but looks like he's giving up homers too, I bet. Yeah, he's given up his fair share of homers. And walks. It's fine. Okay. I feel better about that. And... wait, what did I do? Oh, I still have another hole to fill. That's right, my master plan was to actually call up Michael Tinsley. He's going to be a full-time DH if this happens. But he's already such a polished hitter. And I need offense this season. I don't see how I cannot make him my pick unless I just bring Bradley back up. But see, then he's just going to rot on the bench, and I want him to play every day so he gets better. Because he hasn't played a full season since... he played a full season last season. He was good. It's just he wasn't getting any playing time. It's got to be Tinsley. Doesn't it? Could be Cron, but I don't really want him or like him. It's Tinsley. No. If I call up Bradley, he won't play every day. Okay, let's do this. Please fill out the lineup. This has holes at right... wait, what? Right field and DH? Why? Why wouldn't you start Bradley Zimmer in right field? That's kind of silly. I think you might be a little bit drunk. A little bit drunk. So DH is where you have the hole. Let's call up Bradley. And then I will actually go ahead and take off the requirement to start you at first, and I'll just see how the AI fits you into the game. And then maybe make a decision from there. Okay, Bradley, you're back up to the majors. Now that you have a full 25-man roster, please fill in... okay, you're going to start Bradley at first, which is what I wanted the whole time. O'Brien is the backup. Your time would have already come and gone, my dude. I mean, you're going to hit homers, but that's literally all you're good for. Your spot is the one that Tinsley will take. And then let's see... let's at least kick the tires on an extension for you. You don't want all that much money. Would you give me a 2-year deal? No. What about a 2-year deal where I give you slightly more the second year? Like $1 million more? No. Okay, I'll just talk to you in arbitration then. It's fine. Okay. I feel much better about this team right now. Let's continue. Would you please agree to be sent down, Mike Lee Cano? You're a jerk. Okay, let's continue. And we just lost Max Maroff for the rest of the season. That's unfortunate. And I don't have a middle infielder that can really play except for Samad Taylor. Or Blandino, I could call him up. I want you playing second base every day in the minors to see if you can handle, to see if A, if you develop, and B, if you can eventually be, yeah, we'll call it Blandino. Ah, you're out for 3 weeks. Dude. Gavin Collins is an interesting player who can play lots of different positions. You know what? You're done. You're up. How did I get you anyway? You just kind of showed up one day. You're like, hey guys, can I play baseball? And then we're like, are you any good? And he's like, kinda. And that's how his legend was born. It's kind of a shame for Moroff. He's been a really useful player for us. And now, of course, Kipnis gets hurt again. If I weren't a reasonable man, I would say this is Samad Taylor, like purposely taking out all of his rivals. So I have to call him up to the majors. You're too far away and can only play third. Are you seriously playing him in right field? Why is he playing in right field? I don't know. Welcome to the big leagues, Samad Taylor. I swear you're doing this on purpose. You're like kneecapping people in the parking lot after the game. Just like, hey guys, how's it going? Kicking the junk. Oh, that's a shame. That's a real shame. Okay. I didn't remember he hadn't signed already. And of course, we lose our best starter for the rest of the season. And Clevenger's having an awesome year this year. These injuries, man. These bloody injuries. Welcome to the rotation, Miles J. This is getting absurd how many injuries we've gotten this season. This is why I signed this trainer, to avoid this kind of thing. You make me weep. He was having such a good season, too. I do have Carlos Ventura. It's like he disappeared when I was getting ready to call him up. That's strange. Yeah, Michael Tinsley's having an insane season. What we'll do at the end of this episode is we'll take a quick look. Once we get to the All-Star game, we'll take a quick look and see how people are doing. Michael Brantley broke his ribs for 3 weeks. Do we go ahead and take Ozuna off the DL? If I did that, I have to send someone else down. And we'll send out Mitch Brown. He won't mind. Ozuna. Familia's been killing it as the closer, so I see no reason that I shouldn't just make you like the setup guy for now. And just see how you do. Let's see what happens. Shall we? Okay. Which doesn't solve the problem of the fact that you're injured. And I need an outfielder. I could call up for Jose Ramirez now. You can only play right field, though. You can only play left field. And what about Onodera? He can play lots of positions, but all fairly poorly. And I need an outfielder. I need 2 now, actually. Do I make it Mejia, or do I go ahead and give, say, Carlos Ventura his start? Ventura's 22, Benson's 22, so either one of them is about the same age. Someone has to want Jose Ramirez, right? Just one person? I'm only getting even worse deals than his. Which you would think would be fairly hard. This must just be the year of the new outfielders, because I'm struggling to think of any reason not to call these people up. Because then Stunkel's actually probably not even playing the outfield. Let me send Gavin Collins to the minors. And I'm going to call up 2 outfielders. I'm going to call up Ventura and Benson. Now, let me explain my thinking. My thinking is, right now we have allegedly 4 outfielders on the road. We had 3 outfielders. I needed to call up 2 because Duke Stunkel's been playing at first. Yeah, he's been playing at first and doing a fairly decent job. Now, Bradley might be playing at first now. That part I don't know. So, and this way we still have the 1, 2, 3, 4 middle infield. I really need to get rid of Peter O'Brien. Can I trade you? I mean, all he does is hit for power. I could get a pretty decent reliever out of him. I don't really need a new bullpen, though. I could get Yandy Diaz back. I'm just going to go ahead and... He's just out of options, so I'm just going to go ahead and waive Peter O'Brien. And then call Collins back up, so I have more middle infielders and less, like, first baseman. How many teams does one... How many first basemen does one team need, right? All depth charts. And there we go. We've got Stunkel playing in left. Not what I anticipated, but okay. Krieger starting at second. A very different team than we started the season with. This is going to be the year of the rookie, I think, and we're going to see how people do in their new roles. I'm so poor Michael Tinsley. He's like destroying baseballs in AAA. It's like, when do I get called up? You get called up when I say you get called up. And I'm going to send you on a rehab assignment to the minors. Actually, can I just send you down to the minors? Do you have any options left? You do. I'm going to send you to AAA. I mean, as much as I love you, dude, and I do, you just aren't hitting this season. And so I think maybe a nice stint in AAA will give you a chance to kind of find yourself, no? You know? Kageyama's out for 4 days. Oh, this is going to be fun. I'm just going to bench you. And we're going to see who they actually play in center while you're hurt. Probably Brad Zimmer. Bradley Zimmer's not that bad. I could see that happening. We could use a winning streak. Ooh, we haven't seen the All-Star. Francisco Mejia is like the 2nd most popular guy in the American League. Awesome. Lindor first at shortstop. Crockett is a reliever, and none of my starters. Not even Kluber? Has this been a bad season for my starters? I thought Kluber was pretty good this year. He's fine. Carrasco's ERA is a bit high. Bauer's ERA is still really high. Jay has just got a couple starts. Montero's ERA is high. Your problem is you won't stop walking people. And you're giving up homers. I need some better starters. What happened to that kid I drafted last season? Yeah, this Jimmy Anderson. How's he doing? He is pitching quite well in A-ball. He's only had 4 turns in the rotation, but he's thrown for lots of innings, striking people out. He's getting better. I'm worried about this changeup of his, though. If this changeup doesn't improve, he'll probably never be a true starter. But he'd still be a really good reliever. That's worth something. He cleared waivers. Welcome to AAA. I'll take you off of waivers. It's not that O'Brien's not useful. It's just that I don't need a pinch hitter right now. And that's about all he can be. So, saving the database. And Bradley Zimmer just got hurt. How long are you out? Day-to-day for a day. Seriously? International amateurs. We have one interesting player, and all the rest are junk. I know where my money's going this season. Sorry. Okay. High intelligence. You're going to top out as a reliever, but even that has value. I'll offer you $3 million. I don't know if anyone else will, but we'll see. How's my own international complex doing? Anyone I'm ready to send up to the minors? Battencourt, when did I sign you? 2019. You've got high work ethic. Let's go ahead and send you down to AAA. We'll send you to the Dominican Summer League. And no one else here is all that thrilling. I'll also send Quintero up too. And everyone else here is just kind of garbage, which is, you know, fine. It's not fine, but until I remember start adjusting scouting in the off-season, so much I can do about it. Cincinnati is going to give me a legit good starter, but they want a huge package for it. Donnelly, Battencourt, Polanski, and Brett Bond. All of them are interesting except for Bond. I can't make this deal. Just no. There's nothing even to discuss there. You're going to try to loot my minors just so you can offer me a better starter. My starters are fun. They're just having bad seasons. And Kluber's good. Carrasco's good. Bauer's good. I could use another starter, but not like that. How's a wafer wire doing, by the way? It's kind of hard to get excited about any of these guys. It's fine. He wants you to have a winning record. I'm at 50-50. He's not happy about third base. He wants you to manage money, but I can't manage money, so... Yeah, you're leaving, Francona. Well, now that Jose Ramirez is gone and is a non-issue, maybe he'll do better. Yeah, Holland is, like, never going to pitch again. You want to give me a bad first baseman. Could you please just give me one offer that's not actively insulting? I hope in one of the later patches they at least try to make this a little bit more realistic. Why on earth would I take a 29-year-old first baseman who doesn't even hit for power and give away one of my best relievers, who I actually have quite cheaply? It's a little ridiculous. It's a little real ridiculous. Let's look at the all-star teams here. I got no compensation picks. I didn't expect to. I do need starting pitching. I just don't know what to do about it. Let's see. Yeah, Collins isn't hitting that well. I'm going to send down Samad Taylor, though. Let's get him some more playing time in AAA, and then Kipnis can have his job back. Okay, All-Star Game. Is it a real trade proposal, or is it insulting bullshit? This is insulting bullshit. See, now you're forcing me to put people on untouchable because you won't offer me even legitimate ones. Well, that's kind of a shame. Chris Colabello's retiring. Well, you know, he wasn't ever really going to make the majors. I'll be completely blunt with you. Hey, look, Roberto Osuna got injured again. It must be a day ending in Y. Welcome back to the majors, Mitch Brown. To be fair, it's only a couple-hour drive from Columbus to Cleveland. It's fine. He likes it. He just won't admit it. He likes it. Hey, Mikey. We get Michael Brantley back. You've been pretty good in Double-A. I'd say you've at least earned the promotion to Triple-A. And then we'll call up, we'll take Michael Brantley off the DL. He's still, you know what? I'm going to take off the requirement to start him in left field. And I want you to naturally adjust to his presence in the lineup and use him as you see fit. What does this give you? Brantley in left. Okay, I kind of expected that. You really have some serious issue against ever having Bradley's in replace center. He's not that bad. I get that Kageyama's awesome, but you're going to, like, blow his legs out. Kageyama's having an amazing season. Oh, my goodness. So some of the decisions I'm making are going very, very right. Is Kipnis literally just get injured again? So we have no pitchers from the Indians at all. Mejia, Lindor, and Kageyama. I can't really complain with those three. I just think it's silly that not one of my pitchers made it. Any old friends make the All-Star game? Not really. Let's sim up to the actual All-Star game, and then we'll do a quick adjustment to see how people are doing. See what we can maybe focus on for the future. Of course, he is. I tell you, Samad Taylor is like putting like poisonous snakes in his boots and every conceivable thing to do. That's ridiculous. I forgot about Jack Schaaf. Yeah, that's right. We need to do something with Derek Fisher, don't we? How's he doing in AAA? He's hitting a little better. I'm going to keep you in AAA for a little bit longer. And then we'll see how you improve. Jose Ramirez is never playing for me again. Tinsley. I could send Will Benson down to Double-A and then call up Derek Fisher or even call up Tinsley. Having three catchers seems silly. But he's just such a good hitter. And I don't want the ad to think that Mejia shouldn't start every day, because Mejia is flat out fantastic. I don't want him not starting every day. Stuggle has hit enough to keep his job in the majors. For sure. I'm going to send down Benson for sure to AAA. Let him get a little bit more experience. And the question is, do I call up Derek Fisher and hope that the few at-bats in AAA have done him good? Or do I call up Tinsley? Oh, this is tough. This is tough. Oh, what do I do with you, Derek Fisher? Do I trust you? Or do I give Michael Tinsley his shot? We need contact hitters. We need people that can draw walks. I just don't know where they put you. And that's my problem. If I could get rid of Roberto Perez, this would be a no-brainer. Would you refuse if I sent you down to the minors, Roberto? Problem solved. Backup catcher. Designated hitter. And I'm actually going to try to waive Perez and see if anyone bites on him. Get him off the 40-man. And now let's see. I want to see how the game adjusts to having Tinsley. You're going to make him the backup catcher and backup designated hitter. You know what? I'm cool with that. Are you going to maybe, let's see, Tinsley's a lefty, so there's not really any platoon difference. Oh, I see, you're platooning Stunkel and Bradley. But Stunkel's a left-handed hitter. That doesn't make any sense to me. Does Bradley just have, like, this huge hole in his swing against... He kind of does. He kind of does. Bradley might be more limited than I ever gave him credit for. So we'll see what happens at Tinsley. He's going to get a lot of pinch hits, a lot of pinch running. He'll fill in for what's his face as the catcher when he's tired. How's Forrest doing his third base this season? Not bad. Not good, but not bad either. He's not playing. He should be playing the position better than this. I'm a little disappointed in you, Forbes. Poor Samad Taylor. He's like, I've murdered Jason Kipnis. Now I'm sure to get the starting job. And it goes to Taylor Krieger, who is admittedly a pretty good second baseman. Is actually hitting very well in the majors. Huh. Who'd have thunk? Who'd have thunk? So let's take a quick overview look at the team here after we get to the actual All-Star game itself. A trade proposal, you say? Ian Desmond, who's meh, for my closer. No. Can you please give me one realistic offer? Just one. That's all I'm asking. It doesn't have to be like, here, take all my prospects for your terrible player. But I mean, you're making legitimately insulting offers. And it's starting to bug me. Why would you think I'd want a crappy first baseman in exchange for my closer, who's actually pitching really well? And who, by the way, I have signed for 2 more seasons. It's just ridiculous. Unbelievable. So let's finish up this episode in this first half of the season by just looking at how our team is doing this season. We've got 3 outstanding, amazing players. Kagayama, Lindor, and Mejia. And they're all good for different reasons. Mejia's displaying an insane amount of power, as is Kagayama. Kagayama consistently puts the ball in play. He hardly ever walks and hardly ever strikes out, which is a rare combination. But we'd kind of expect that based on this. I do not expect him to hit 300 a season. I don't know that he's capable of that. But he's still been an outstanding outfielder for us, and I'm really pleased with it. And he's playing an exceptional outfield as well. He's even found his way to shortstop a couple of times. But Lindor, what's left to say about Francisco Lindor? Except he really needs to be an MVP one of these seasons. And maybe he will be. Who knows? He's doing everything exactly perfect. Great shortstop. Beautiful. Mejia's on pace for 40 homers, and I didn't even think he had that in him. And he's playing an amazing catcher. Well, actually, he's not playing catcher that well. He's not really catching people that try to steal, and his zone rating's not that good. He doesn't have many errors, though. So maybe that's why you rate him so highly. The problem is we've got 3 megastars, and then we've got a bunch of players who either haven't played enough to make a difference or who aren't playing that well yet. I mean, we've got Bradley Zimmer, who's hitting acceptably and playing pretty good right field. Tyler Krieger, who is hitting really, really well and playing competently at second base. We've got Duke Stunkel, who's hitting really, really well, and I think has mostly played first base and left field badly. We've got Michael Brantley, who's been injured a lot and is not hitting that well. Michael Tinsley just called up. Gavin Collins, bad hitter. Tacon Forbes, bad hitter. Samad Taylor, barely played. Bobby Bradley, barely played. Derek Fisher, played but played poorly. So, there's something to be worried about with this offense, and I bet it's the offense that's holding us back this season. Let's look at pitching, and we'll look by WAR. Carrasco and Kluber having very good seasons. Kyle Crockett having a good season. The only pitcher having an outright bad year, and it's actually not Trevor Bauer, he looks worse than he is actually Rafael Montero, who's walking more people than he should be. Miles J has accustomed himself nicely. The bullpen's gotten better. John Gant maybe shouldn't be pitching so much, but that's fine. It's okay. The back end of the front end of the bullpen is the best part, and Crockett has been amazing. I will almost certainly want to sign him for a long-term deal whenever I can convince him to do it. So, the problem is we're just not dominating anymore. And this is probably because we've lost Danny Salazar, who we had to trade. We didn't really have a choice. Are we projected to make money this season? Please tell me we're projected to make money. I don't know. It's in here somewhere. What else? What else? Salaries, no. Owner goals, I mean, we're projected to lose money again this season. Taquan Forbes isn't that hot. We have a winning record, so that's something. Let's do homepage. We're in the top half of the American League in runs scored. We're just not making it happen regularly. And our pitching could be better. Our defense could be better. Who's not doing well on defense? Is it my outfield? I bet it's my outfield. Usually there's like one specific culprit when you're... Okay, it's outfield and third base. And weirdly, Francisco Mejia. I think this is just a weird way they actually generate this kind of thing. Is Mejia actually a bad catcher? He's a really good catcher. I don't know why he's not, but whatever. Yeah, Derek Fisher and Duke Stunkel are both kind of bad in the outfield. And really shouldn't be playing the outfield. And Forbes isn't really handling it well at third either. Although, again, it doesn't make any sense. And Brantley's been objectively bad in left field, but we've ended that particular experiment. We'll see how he does. Okay. So, and let's check our team chemistry. People are pretty happy. We've got lots of team leaders. We have a team captain. Ooh, team captain. I think we might need a new manager. I truly think we need a new manager. And where that manager comes from, I'm not sure. How are you doing as my bench coach, Chris Tremmy? You like stealing a lot more than I think Terry Francona does. Oh, I see. He's more a small ball guy. That's not our team. We're not really a player like that. He's got good relationships with everyone except for weirdly Bobby Bradley and Derek Fisher. They don't like him very much. What's your development influence? Oh, he's good for everyone but Mitch Brown and Felipe Rivero. And then player relationships are getting worse. Maybe Francona isn't the problem. Maybe I should re-sign him. Because he's good developmentally for a lot of my position players. And I mean, at least he's starting Kageyama as the leadoff hitter. And Kageyama's been an amazing hitter this season, so it's a great idea. I just have to keep certain players away from him. The problem is I can't prove that I could get a better manager than him in the offseason. And I haven't developed that sabermetric what's the word I'm looking for? Manager, that's the word, that I think could handle the majors. So I mean, Tremmy would be a decent manager, but he wouldn't be great, and we're not a small ball team, and we don't have the speed to pull it off. Let's go ahead and give him his extension. I know it's going to seem kind of strange. I spent most of this episode complaining about Terry Francona, but now that he doesn't have Jose Ramirez to kick around anymore, I think he's sorting out his priorities. So let's reward him with an extension. Means, again, less money, but what are you going to do? But anyway, this has been our first episode of Season 4 of Out of the Park Baseball 18. It's been an up and down season. We've had lots of injuries, which irritates me because Eric Gardner is supposed to be really good at preventing injuries. I take it back, he's actually a recovery guy. So maybe I should have paid more attention to that. We'll see. But we're doing well. I mean, we're not out of the playoffs just yet. We've got a good position in the wild card race. Minnesota's just been disturbingly awesome the last couple of seasons, which is really strange to me. But whatever. We'll have some interesting decisions to make in the offseason, particularly with Jason Kipnis, Corey Kluber, and a couple of other players. So that'll be an interesting episode. But first, we got to finish this season, and that'll be next week's first episode. No, next week's episode or Sunday's episode? I genuinely don't remember. No, Tuesday, because we do Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. That's right. And then Prison Architect is Wednesday and Sunday. That's right. I know what words are. But in any case, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Make sure you let me know what you think of my strategy so far. Let me know if you're enjoying the series. This feedback is always very, very helpful and convinces me whether or not to keep going with a particular series. I'd really like to kind of get at least another couple of titles, or either that or just have the team bottom out before I consider moving on to either another team or something like that. I may not have a choice. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I only have 1 year left on my contract, and it's next year. And I could get fired. And if I get fired, we'll have a very interesting decision to make going forward. But in any case, that's been it for this time. This has been Avindian. bidding you good night, good fortune, and good luck.